Hats that put economics, and it's your girl Connie. And if you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified for all my future videos. So I wanted to do this video forever. Why? Because tech is massive. Black women, tech is the whole galaxy, and Earth is a speck in that galaxy. The reason why I'm so excited about tech is because tech has been exploding. Literally, Mark Zuckerman had nothing in 2008, and now he is amongst one of the richest people, perhaps one of the youngest billionaires ever in the world. All right, so a lot of black women don't know what tech is, and it's okay. It's okay. You can watch this video, nobody has to know. And that's what Hatshepsut is all about. Informing, awareness, acknowledge, connectivity. So just take a look at this. The tech jobs. So remember I talked about college is trash and college this and college that. And I do get some nasty emails saying you're a hypocrite. You are HR. You couldn't do your job without a degree. Child, please. The reason I'm telling you is because the years it took me in studying, the years it took me in saving, paying back in loans, I could have invested that money and bought like 3 dry cleaners, 2 laundromats, 2 nail salons, and a beauty salon. Like, my goal is financial freedom. So I can actually give back, live nice, and lay back. That's my goal. My goal is financial freedom and economic empowerment. My goal is not to make Cornell rich or Columbia rich. Like I said, before we go into this conversation, if you truly have a passion, and I mean this, if you have a passion to be a doctor, a lawyer, engineer, architect, like it's in your blood, like you tap your veins, it's in your blood. But if you're like most black people, especially black women, and you're looking at majors because you want to better your family, you want to better yourself, you want to create generational wealth, you want to get yourself into the next economic bracket, the next income bracket, you want to, be more financially stable, then you might want to not consider college because I'm just trying to tell you, look at the receipts, son. Go to the EEOC, go to the Labor Department, or fuck it. Just do a blind Google and see the numbers for black women in STEM. See the numbers for black women. And at first, when I first started doing this research, I thought that, hey, Connie, there's not a lot of people of color in these tech things. Because that's what Facebook tells you. And that's what all the tech platforms tell you, is that we don't have enough candidates. And it's complete fucking total bullshit. It is bullshit. And I'm right here looking at USA Today. I have tons of these articles, but this was the most interesting one. So I'm going to read it really fast and do my little annoying, discussions in between. So listen, look. Tech jobs. Minorities have degrees, but don't get hired. What a mercy. Okay? San Francisco. Top universities. Okay? That's the key word. Top universities turn out black and Hispanic computer science and computer engineering graduates at twice the rate that leading technology companies hire them. Okay, this is from USA Today analysis. Technology companies blame the pool, quote unquote, of job applicants for the severe shortage of blacks and Hispanics in Silicon Valley. But these findings show that claim does not hold water. That claim does not hold water. Professor of economics and urban policy at the New School in New York, sorry. What do dominant groups say? That we tried, we searched, but there was nobody qualified. If you look at the empirical evidence, that's just not the case. So let's just stop it right there. You see the little black sister in the picture? And the white guy with his hands up, like, ooh. That's not the case, guys. All right? They did a study in Harvard, and you can look it up. And they did a study called Why Diversity and Inclusion Doesn't Work. I'm actually going to review that in my next video. And the reason why I'm pushing for black women to get aware, to get aggressive, to get connected to their financial freedom, to get economically empowered is because this is the truth. I don't think people understood what I just said. Imagine going to a top Ivy League school. Imagine taking an engineering degree, son. An engineering degree. It's pure math. I hate math. Imagine taking a science degree or a physics degree and you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to get that job. Yeah, son, Ivy League. What? Harvard in this bitch. And when you graduate, they don't want to hire you. I've been trying to communicate this to these Ivy League schools. I've been petitioning them in regards to black women getting in tech. Because I said, if you can't find candidates, just go to Harvard. They have black people in engineering. Go to Yale. Go to Stanford. There's enough black people in admission. But why do you think they're avoiding recruiting from Ivy League? What's their excuse now? Too Ivy? Too creamy? Too delicious? Too yogurt smoothie? Like, why are you not going to go and recruit? It's because they don't want you. 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 Okay? They don't want you. They're going to put their friends. They're going to put their sisters, their brothers. They're going to put people they know. People hire people they know. It's called networking. Networking can actually put you in a position you don't even deserve to have. Networking can put you in a position that you're not even qualified for. You're going to learn on the motherfucking job. A lot of times I go for a job, if I go for an interview, my favorite thing to do is look at the credentials of the person hiring me. 9 out of 10 times, I have more credentials than the person hiring me. 9 out of 10 times, I'm the smartest person in the room. It's not about education when you reach a certain point. And what's so sad is that these graduates can't even get to the point because they won't even get hired. That's the 411. I'm an HR director. We know where to find recruit talent. You go to colleges. You go to schools. But if we don't want a certain demographic, we're not going to go there. We're just not. So let me continue. Okay? As technologies become a major engine of economic growth in U.S. So I'm going to get annoying again. Technology is becoming the major engine of economic growth. Black women, we can't afford for these companies to leave us out. We got to do it our damn selves. We can't afford. All right? This is probably one of the most important videos I will ever do in terms of economic growth. You cannot afford to not be engaging by tech. That means advertising your business by tech, advertising your skills by tech, doing freelance work by tech. And what does that mean? LinkedIn, that's a tech platform. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. People are making money on Instagram just because they got a million hits and they posting pictures with protein shakes. I see some black girls make fun of, I'm gonna go to college, so my daughter don't gotta sell protein shakes. Bitch. She probably gonna make more than you. Do not laugh at social media. You have to leverage tech in your business in some way every single day. And the fact that colleges are not telling you that the tech industry is the most lucrative industry in the history of mankind. It is bleeding wealth. It is bleeding. What I mean by bleeding, it's oozing. It's so much money, the cup runneth over. Apple's like 11% away from becoming the world's first trillion-dollar company. And you're not having black people in that. The top companies in the world, tech, Uber, Alibaba, Amazon, Google, Facebook. You can't have black women just totally exempt from this stuff because it's going to be harder and harder. Then it's going to reach a point where it's just fucking impossible to make wealth. So this is why I have Hasset's book to teach you guys how to use those platforms. Get off of Facebook, make a Facebook page, advertise your crochet. You like doing hair? Advertise your do hair. The people in your circle not buying? Change your motherfucking circle. It's going to get serious, guys. We are the last generation that can bullshit like this. 20 years from now, it's going to be game face on. Either you're in or you're out. That's where our capitalist society is heading. We're not heading to a several tiered society, meaning that poor, working class, working middle class, upper middle class. That is completely obliterated. Every minute that I'm talking to you, that you're listening to me, we're edging more towards elite and poor. So you got to make a decision. You got to make a decision. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a decision where you want to go. So let me continue. As technology becomes a major engine of economic growth in the U.S. economy, tech companies are under growing pressure to diversify their workforces, which are predominantly white, Asian, and male. Leaving African Americans and Hispanics out of the growth increases the divide between the haves and have-nots. And the technology industry risks losing touch with the diverse nation and world that forms its customer base. So just let you know something. They're not even marketing to us. They're not even hiring us, and they're making trillions. Let me tell you, USA Today, they don't give a shit. They know exactly what they're doing. They don't care. they're under pressure to diversify. So let me just explain to you as an HR director what that means. Back in the day, we only had diversity. Now we have something called diversity and inclusion. Do you guys know what that means? Anybody? Okay, diversity and inclusion means that we're hiring people, but don't forget to include them. So diversity does not work. That's why you have diversity and inclusion platforms. That's why you need somebody to actually go back and say, hey, don't forget to include them. Yup, yup, yup. Which is utterly ridiculous. It's showing you that diversity is not sincere. It's like me putting you in my house, but I don't really want you in my house, so I keep you in my lobby. And you knock on my door. Can I come in? Oh shit, you want to come in? That's ridiculous. You hire somebody, and on top of hiring them, you got to be instructed to actually include them in talent development, include them in promotions, include them in the social networking within your organization. Get the fuck out of it. Black women, gracefully bow out. Open your own shit. I'm telling y'all, it's not that hard. That's why I'm doing my Patreon. So you can get connected to people, the Small Business Association, get connected to SCORE. There's people that will help you, mentorship. This is why I'm making my Patreon, so I can tell you the companies to avoid. I could tell you the places that will not hire you. I could tell you what type of interviews that Black people should really avoid. I'm using my power as an HR director. Okay? So let me just finish reading this article because you've been listening to me talk. As technology becomes a major engine of economic growth in the U.S. economy, tech companies are under growing pressure to diversify their workforces, which are predominantly white, Asian, and male, leaving African Americans and Hispanics out of that growth increases the divide between the haves and have-nots. And the technology industry risks losing touch with diverse nation and the world that forms its customer base. All right? So now this is where it gets disgusting. On average, there's 2% of technology workers at seven Silicon Valley companies that have a really staffing numbers are Black. Okay? 2% and 3% are Hispanic. Okay? So out of the entire Silicon Valley, that means the tech world, only 7 was brave enough to release their findings. So what you have to understand is that if they truly didn't have a popular base to hire from, they wouldn't be it. They would be like, yo, here's the graduates numbers. Here's the graduates who graduated from Ivy League schools. Here's the people that actually are qualified to work, and this is what we hire from. But the fact they're like, shh, and they don't want to show it, it shows you. Start your own shit. Get into tech. Make your own tech platforms. Even if you don't know anything about tech, if you have an idea, you can try to get a developer to publish that idea and market that idea. Black people, it's not that serious. The makers of WhatsApp, the guy was unemployed for 16 months. And he went from being unemployed to making 21 billion. I don't see anything super genius about WhatsApp. And the same thing with Snapchat. He actually got turned down from Twitter and Facebook. He was trying to get a job, and they both told him no. He got somebody to help him develop the app, and he sold it back to them for over $20 billion. Women, I'm here to tell you, tech is not just like an engineer and a computer. It means all those apps you love using. That's all tech. All those Facebook stuff, that's all tech. You like ordering food from those little apps? That's all those are apps ideas. They're all Uber, Lyft. Those are all app ideas. Uber is worth $50 billion. And that was an app that was laughed at. Like, who the hell is going to download an app to catch a taxi? People did. So, Black women, I know we're creative. There's so many things you can do. No idea is dumb. So let me just finish this article. All right. But last year, 4.5% of all new recipients of bachelor degrees in computer science or computer engineering from prestigious research universities were African American. And these are mostly African American women. Don't forget, we're the ones who go to school. And 6.5% were Hispanic, according to the data from Computer Research Association. So according to the data from Computer Research Association, all right, last year, 4.5% of all new recipients of bachelor's degrees in computer science or computer engineer were from prestigious research universities, were African American, and 6.5 were Hispanic. And this is according to data from the Computing Research Association. The USA Today analysis was based on the association's annual TALB survey, which includes 179 U.S. and Canadian universities that offer doctorates in computer science and computer engineering. So I'm just going to stop the tape right there. Do you understand what it is to get a degree in computer science or computer engineering from an Ivy League school, and you get out and you can't get hired? You think you know about that? Son, of the mercy. The people done bad. Can you imagine? That's why I said black women, you gotta look at the receipt. You can't be going to college spending $250,000 or 6 figures or 80,000 like my dumbass did and not looking at the receipt. Can you imagine? I met black female engineers unemployed. Unemployed. And I'm like, did you not check the admission into these careers? Did you not check the diversity for Facebook, Instagram, IBM, Dell, Microsoft? You didn't check? No, Connie. So what you gonna do? Oh, this place is hiring. This place is hiring. What place is that? Macy's, Mother Mercy. Oh, you gonna go to Macy's with an Ivy League? You gotta eat, right? The USA Today analysis. Oh God, where am I? They're reporting 2 and 3%, and we're looking at graduation numbers for African American Hispanics that are maybe twice that, said Stuart Zeben, professor of computer science and engineering at the Ohio State University in Columbus. So this is, you know what I'm saying? Black people are making amazing strides. They're going to school for Ivy League degrees that are some of the most challenging degrees. Computer science is basically computer science and engineer is fucking hieroglyphics. You're reading hieroglyphics, son. You're reading fucking ancient Egyptian writing. That's all math and calculus, pre-calc. It is rocket science. It is very hard. And for you to go, and remember, when you're taking these degrees, you take yourself economically off the market. And what does that mean? You're not acquiring wealth. You're not working. You're not earning a salary. So not only are you acquiring a massive debt for these Ivy League schools, on top of it, when you get out, you're not going to be able to alleviate that debt accordingly. Because remember, these schools are charging. These schools are charging in conjunction or in correspondence with the expectation that you're going to make this phenomenal big salary, but you're not. You're not. You're just not. And black people need to know. Book. That's why I'm here. And I'm here to tell you, you can make your own app. You can make your own tech platform. You can utilize tech to help you in other ventures. You don't need to do this. If you're not going to work for these companies, you can take the knowledge you already have and start your own shit. Did Mark Zuckerberg graduate? Nah. Did Bill Gates graduate? Nah. Did Steve Jobs finish? Nah. I just named you 3 top people in tech that own the biggest platforms on the planet, and none of them went to college and finished college. Listen to Connie. Listen to Connie. Let me just finish this article. Why are they not getting more of a share of the doctorate granting institutions? High-tech gap. Minorities earn less in skilled jobs. An even larger gulf emerges between Silicon Valley and graduates of all U.S. colleges and universities. A survey by the National Center for Education Statistics showed that blacks and Hispanics each made up about 9% of all 2012 computer science graduates. That's a lot. About the entire American population, that's almost 10%. Nationally, blacks make up 12% of the U.S. workforce and Hispanics 16%. Facebook, Twitter, Google, Apple, and Yahoo declined to comment on disparity graduation rates and their hiring rates. Let me say it again. Facebook, Twitter, Google, Apple, and Yahoo declined to comment on the disparity between graduation rates and their hiring rates. You know why they decline? Because they can't explain it. They can't explain that shit. A fucking enigma. It's like trying to explain God made the earth in 7 days. They can't explain it. So instead of me sitting on here, the solution is to build your own. Build your own Black Silicon Valley. Black people need tech. Black people need tech. Black people need tech. We utilize tech. So make it for yourself. And even if you're not going to make a tech platform, use it to leverage your business. A lot of people are not using social media to leverage their business. If you're a real estate agent, leverage your business. If you're a beautician, leverage your business. If you have any type of skill that you can freelance, use social media to advertise, leverage your business. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. You don't want to be these people. I love y'all. You don't want to be somebody. I know too many women of color who got engineering, architect degrees, and they can't get hired. They will sit down and rot. They're not hiring them. And even if you hire them, they're going to pay you nothing. Black females are nothing but I call it bargain bucket employees, where they get top skills, top education, top degrees, top experience for bucket bargain prices. Meaning that a job like mine that can pay up to 150, if you're African American, they might get that person to do it for 85,000, 90,000. I did an experiment with that one time. I was doing research for this my YouTube, and I actually applied to a job that I didn't think I would ever get a call back for. The lady called me back immediately. I love your resume. I love your experience. She was like making love to me over the phone. She said, come in, come in. We definitely will hire you. The job pay 100,000. I'm like, damn. You know what, Connie? Probably I'm on crack. Probably I'm just trying to make clicks. I'm just making fucking clicks. Probably I'm not looking at both sides, right? So I said to myself, let me do some research. Being the NERD nerd I am. And when I did research, this is a real story. I saw the job pays 177,000. That's the job. This bitch was saving 77,000. I saw that people in my department, I got connections, even in entry level, were making 115,000 in my department entry level, and I got over 17 years experience. So here she is thinking I'm going to take the job. I wrote her a nice love letter and said, why would you pay me $77,000 less? Of course she never responded, but this is how they see black women, as the bargain basement employee. And it's time to raise that awareness, and it's time to make moves. It's time to connect yourself, evolve yourself and get yourself to where you need to be. So let me finish this, all right? LinkedIn issued a statement that it was working with organizations to address the need for greater diversity to help LinkedIn and tech industry as a whole. That's a lie. Google said in its diversity blog in May that it has been working with historically black colleges and universities to elevate coursework and attendance in computer science. Okay? In the blog post on diversity, Apple CEO Tim Cook cited improving education as one of the best ways in which Apple can have a meaningful impact on society. We recently pledged $100 million to President Obama's Connected initiative to bring cutting-edge technologies to economically disadvantaged schools. All the companies have insisted they're hiring all the qualified Black and Hispanic tech workers they can find. In an interview earlier this year, Facebook Chief Operating Officer Sheryl Sandberg said the key to getting more women and minorities into the tech field has to start with improving education. So this is what gets me upset, guys. They're saying their answer is that black people aren't in tech and black women, but the numbers don't correspond. And when USA Today confronted them and said, hey, that's not true, that these people are graduating from Ivy League schools, no comment. No comment. No comment. You just read two contrasting reports. Oh, it's almost insulting. I'm sorry, I have to say this. It's almost insulting that it's almost 2018 and these corporations are saying that black people are so uneducated they can't do these jobs. We need to get them educated first. That's what they're saying, guys. When it's not true. The numbers don't add up. And I hope you know, they're only talking about Ivy League colleges. There's life beyond Ivy League. You don't have to go to an Ivy League to be applicable to work in these companies. They don't only hire Ivy League white people. I've read the receipt. I've done the research. Not everybody going to these colleges are Ivy League. That's absolutely not true. They don't want to hire you. They don't want you. You have to get that through your head. Don't make the mistake and go to an Ivy League tech school for all this. That is complete and utter madness. You saw the contrast, the disconnect. Oh, we're gonna donate money, and guess what? You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna hire them. So look, we're going to show you the map right here. We're Verizon over here. We're going to show you. Oop, what's going on with this? Why I do that? Uh-oh. I'm trying to get, let me go back to the main page. Apologies, guys. I guess the tech industry heard me, was like, let's get this girl off this page. Well, what I want to show you was a graph that shows you the disparities in hiring. So basically, you're going to see the gap between people graduating from college and people that are not being hired. It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. And that's what I'm trying to tell people. It's not adding up. So, you know, they're telling people to go to college for these really uber expensive, very expensive roles. And it's not right. It's absolute. Why is this page doing this? You see, they can hear. All right, we're back on the right page. I don't even know how that happened. I just touched the graph. Okay, so basically, this whole video is about telling you to go into business for yourself. Become an entrepreneur. You like tech? Do it for yourself. Black women, listen to me. You don't want to be like these kids and can't get a job. So I'm just going to scroll down right here. Can you guys see? Tech companies lag in hiring minorities. And the reason why you see the word lag means that they're behind. And behind what? The actual graduation rate. Only half of Black and Hispanics graduate with computer science degrees from leading universities are being hired. Let's say it again. Only half of the Black and Hispanic graduates with computer science degrees from leading universities are being hired by major tech companies. Okay? One more time. One more time. Only half, and Hispanic graduates. Half of Black and Hispanic graduates with computer science degrees from leading universities are being hired by major tech companies. Percentage of minority staff at 7 major companies and minorities. So you can look, okay? So this is the graduates, and that's the staff. All right? So white graduates, okay, or 40% of the staff and 60% of the graduates. All right? Asian, 43% staff and 18.8% graduates. Hispanics, 3.2, and they are 6.7. So listen, look at this. So white people are 47% of the entire staff, and they're 60% of the graduates with those degrees. Asians are 43, and they're 18.8. So they overhire from Asian. Look, they white people and Asian almost have the same staff. So they go after Asians for some reason. I don't know. Hispanics are 3.2, and they're 6.5% of the graduates. So I hope you guys understand what it means. It means that white people are graduating with these degrees and getting hired at 47.7%. Asian people are getting hired at 43.4%, even though they're only 18%. So they're overrepresented. Okay, Hispanics are only 3.2% of the staff, but their graduate rate is more than double. Black people are only 1.8 of the staff, but their graduate rate is more than double. And this information comes from the Computing and Degree and Enrollment Trends, Computing Research Association, and USA Today Research. All right, George Petraeus, US, Apple, eBay, and these are all, and these companies are made up. The companies you see here come from Apple, eBay, Facebook, Google, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Yahoo. All right, and they're talking about minorities with a bachelor's of science in computer science from universities and with PhD programs in computer science. So this is sickening. So Black people are going to college for no reason for tech. Because even when you get hired, if people don't really want you, you can't have negotiating power and learning how to negotiate your salary is something Black people don't know how, because you're like so grateful to get the job. So if you can't even negotiate your salary, not only are you not going to get hired, but even if you do get hired, you're not going to get paid. So it's it's pretty impactful. All right. So yeah. And they kind of use a contrast here and say, people used to say that there were no women in orchestra because women didn't like classical music. All right. Now the numbers are much more representative. So basically they're saying it's bullshit. So what can we do? What's the solution? My solution, you already know, this is Hassesput. And I believe Black women have enough intelligence, enough economic pull. Go into business for yourself. If you are truly into tech, develop the platforms for yourself. You have WhatsApp was just created and sold for 21 billion. You have Snapchat that was just created right now. You have Uber, you have Lyft, you have Eats, those eating apps that people love to use to order food. There's a world of apps making a tremendous amount. ZocDoc is an app. So, just write down what you want to do. It could be a video game, but you can do it for yourself. You have a better chance and you'll get into less debt. We can do this. And that's what I'm going to be doing on my Patreon page. I already have it up and running, so it's going to be in the link. So again, I'm all about my description box. Check the description box for this article. Lots of important data. Please share this article with your child, with your son, with your family. I need Black people to get aware because this to me is an economic attack. Telling Black people to get an education in these tech degrees and then not hiring them, that's like sabotage, son. And it's serious. I mean, you don't want to know how hard it was for me to get my foot in the door. And when I look back, people say, but Connie, isn't it worth it? It was not worth it because I'm looking at economics. I could have took the money that I spent on college and been had gone. So guys, that's it. I don't want to go too long with this video. Please like and subscribe. And thank you. Hit the notification bell. Thank you, guys.